Hey, 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 what's going on? Welcome to the Two Men with Mike's podcast. I am your host, Bobby, and I've got my co host here.
I'm starting to be CJ. I know
He's
you be giving
starting,
me with that.
he's starting to be CJ.
Yeah. Starting
So,
to be CJ.
so what's going on, man?
Yeah, chilling. The what's it called? The Olympics and all that started out. So been watching that some. I think we got the world record right now for shooting. What's it called? Air pistol guns.
Oh,
I can. I watched a bit, and the kid got a. He had the Olympic record and I guess world record for shooting. So
okay.
big shout out. I can't remember his name, but shout out anyway. So
I have a confession. I
what's up?
have not been watching. So slap on the wrist. I want to watch the USA basketball. I'm going to get into it. I'm gonna probably start watching this week. And that's a promise I made to myself. So,
You better watch them before they get put out because they already lost to France.
and that's what I was going to ask you. And I read that, and I saw that they lost to France. And I know you watched the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. What are your thoughts? I don't know what's going on.
I'll tell you this. The problem is, and as much as I hate to say this because I am a LeBron hater, but they are missing the A team of the best players in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Although the rest of the world is catching up with us in basketball because, if you're looking at NBA now, how it's transitioned to, there's a lot of people from other countries in there. But the thing is, right now, our team, USA, is missing a lot of A-list players that should be out there. Either they're hurt or they're recovering, whatever it may be. And I think that's the reason why, along with we have poor defense right now, poor shooting, even a poor roster construction, I would say. And that is why they're getting busted up every. So, if they make bronze, I'd be surprised. If they
Well,
got
well,
bronze
don't
medal.
don't they? So I've always heard this, and I don't know it to be the case. You probably know this a little bit better than I do. But don't they? I always heard that they they teach better fundamentals as far as basketball goes with foreign players.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Damian Lillard, I can't say his last name because of the way I talk, but Damian Lillard,
Uh huh. Dame
he,
time.
yeah, Dame time. He even hit on it today. He was like, well, not today, but yesterday when they lost to France, he was saying that all those European players don't play that way, the same way when they're playing in the NBA. He's saying that they're a lot better players when they're
Yeah, I saw
playing
that.
with their actual country.
Okay.
So but you in a sense, I guess you could say it's different basketball between the two. But here's the thing: is like you said, those countries teach the fundamentals. They play the fundamentals, which the better fundamentally sound you are, the better game you're gonna have, and probably
Right.
even your whole IQ of the game will elevate at some point because you're fundamental. So you start to see certain things versus if you're out there trying to be flashy one on ones, the whole Showtime type style basketball, kind of what we have now in the U.S. with the minus the defense,
Right.
because I think the U.S. is an offensive. If you had the two, like I say, European League versus um, American League, you have an offensive league, which is the American League, and then you have the European League is more defensive and mechanically sound or fundamental.
Right.
So that's that to me. That's the difference.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't think now they can use that excuse. People were using an excuse for them. They haven't played together that long. Now you've had plenty of chances now to as far as chemistry and get this together.
It wasn't bothering them way back in what was it 4 years ago, in the 4 years before that, and the 4 years before that.
True.
So
True.
that
True.
is that's not an excuse because and plus you're professional. Your
Right.
game is your game. You're good. You're good. I understand the chemistry, but if they're supposed to be the greatest in the world and great, then you shouldn't have any problems because you should know how to adjust to your what position you may be playing or the role you're playing at that time. Um, you should be able to do that, but they're not doing
Right.
that. But like I said, that's the B team out there, with the exception of a few of them. Kevin Durant's not a B team. You know,
Right.
um, and a few more. I mean, can you really rely on Draymond Green to
Because
you know
because
what I'm
he
saying?
really still can't shoot, can
No, not at
he?
all, not at all. So that's why I say they got a lot of poor shooting out there.
Mhm.
They'll get Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. So Chris Middleton is going to add some points. I had an argument with a guy earlier about Drew Holiday in the finals not being consistent, but consistent
Man.
defensive player. He's a consistent
Yeah.
defensive player.
Yeah.
But was he consistent through the entire playoff run?
But I do think he came through when he had to, though.
Yeah, and that's what the guy he was kind of saying it if it wasn't for. And I was like, I think it's more if it wasn't more for Chris Middleton doing his thing.
I think to me it was a combination of if it wasn't for Chris Middleton, but that last game with Giannis,
Yeah,
man, I mean, way to go out in the last game.
and maybe I'm just bitter, but I have a problem. Not the problem is great for Giannis. Good job. Do what you do.
Right.
But I just have a problem with the league and people because no matter if that would have been Brooklyn playing,
Mm-hmm.
they'd have been like, oh, and say Kevin Durant dropped 30, 40 in that last game. Oh, Kevin Durant is like the best player ever. And you know how they're doing Giannis now. They're trying to build this guy. I'm be honest, Giannis is not going to be the best player in the league or to me, the best player in the world. Okay, you dropped your 50. You did what you're supposed to do. This good job. That doesn't make you the best player in the world. And I'm a
Right.
LeBron hater, so so it's not that I'm trying to take up for LeBron. But I just think anytime somebody does good, especially in the finals, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's the best player in the world. He's gonna be the best player in the world. He's gonna break
Right.
these records. Like, no, he had a great game. Good job. You play basketball. Like Jordan say, sometimes you get that zone and you can't, you kill, and no matter what you do, everything's gonna be right. But Giannis is not gonna be dropping 50 every night. Giannis
No.
he's not a 3-point shooter. So, like I said, would I put the game winning shot in Giannis' hand if I had Chris Middleton on the court? No.
No, you put it in Chris Middleton's hands.
Yeah. So if you're the greatest player in the game, there would be no discussion of who's going to get the last winning shot, and you can literally do that with Giannis and Chris Middleton on the court at the same time. If the score is 80-80, 3 seconds on the clock, I'm definitely drawing my play up for Chris Middleton. I'm not drawing up for Giannis. So there
Right.
it takes you out of the running of the best player in the world, because if that's the case, then your league is in trouble.
Right. And I just, if he were to expand his offensive game, man,
Yeah. If he expanded, I agree. He
Yeah.
would be a beast.
man, he'd be all world, man.
The ball, if you could put the ball down outside the 3-point line, and
Right.
literally at that point take someone off the dribble. Like now, he kind of what he does now is bully. Like I said, he just runs downhill. But
Right.
when you lose that hold
Right.
down, like LeBron did, which I didn't think he would ever be able to do it. LeBron was that same downhill player, but he adjusted his game. So if
Right.
Giannis does that later in life, okay, then you can have that argument. But right now, no, it's just too early to say, oh, he's the best player ever or best player in the league. I'm like, no, guy, not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. Well. So it looks like this podcast. So we're talking about millionaires. Now I wanted to ask you. We're gonna switch to. We're gonna talk about billionaires and multi-billionaires. I know some people like to, watch other people's pockets, tell them what they need to be spending money on. But
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about space exploration to infinity and beyond. But so I want to talk about Sir Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos
Sure.
about their recent trips to space.
Okay.
I've been reading Facebook, and then I was listening to another podcast. Don't kill me over that. But a lot of people are saying, well, that's all fine and dandy. You're going to space. You're doing this. You're doing that. But could that money have been better served, maybe helping people who are less fortunate? The poor. There's so many issues that we have in America that money could be best served helping the less fortunate, as opposed to going out of space in outer space. What are your thoughts on that?
What I say is those guys. You don't know what those guys are doing with their money, other than the things that they show you what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know. Like, let's say Bill Gates, he's a philanthropist. I can't even say it.
Philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
We're both
I
having
can't say
problems.
it. I can't say it. But you rarely or even see the money that he gives, right?
Hmm.
But the minute he does something other than that with his money, there's an issue, right? So
Right.
I say the same thing with the guys that went up to SpaceX. Yeah, do I agree that it could have been some more money? I mean, the money done with other things, or let's say help the poor. Yeah, but you don't know how
Hmm.
much they've given. So at the same time, if that's their fruits of their labor and that's what they want to do with it, that's their own business. That's what they need to do, because the same people that are saying, "Oh, you need to do it," "Oh, they should have been doing this with their money." When the last time that you pull over and see that dang old dude on the corner with the sign and gave him some of your money?
Gave him
Because
some of the money.
that's the same equivalent. Like you have money. Pull up your resume where you helped out the less fortunate, and then let's okay. Then maybe why you look at Sir Branson and Jeff Bezos or whatever, right?
Hmm.
But that's a whole nother, I say, tax bracket.
Right.
His tax bracket might can afford him to do a $20 million or $40 million, which I'm sure it is, can afford to do that and still give another 10 million to the poor. His
Right.
tax bracket does that. And then I'm reading, they're doing a 20 billion or a $10 billion contract with NASA now.
Hmm.
They're fighting over it right now, which gives them even more money. So if that more money allows them to go back to space again, who am I to be like, hey man, you should have gave me some money because I was hungry yesterday.
Right.
But nah, you up in space. But at the
Or
same
because
time,
I need affordable housing, or I
yeah,
just, I just have an issue with me personally. I'm about watching other people's pockets, and I granted, if you're in a position to help people, yeah, some people. I mean, I kind of see it. It could be best served helping the less fortunate, but hey, that's your money.
yeah.
I'd have a problem with somebody telling me how to spend my money,
Yeah.
no matter if it's $20 or 250 million
Yeah.
or billion. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it kills me because a lot of people, the minute we get rich or a person get rich, everybody else think that rich person owes them something,
Right.
and they don't. If they work to get wherever they are to get what they've gotten, that doesn't mean it's from you or they owe you anything else. The only thing they owe you that I would even say is just the knowledge of how they got there.
Okay.
They don't owe you what's in the pockets, like, and even the knowledge isn't, what's it called? It's not really. They don't owe that either, to be honest about. But in my world, if I got rich, I'm not going to give you the knowledge for you to get where I am. I'm not going to give you the money. I'm not going to sit
Mhm.
there and keep giving you all my money. You might not even do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So but I gave you the knowledge that knowledge never leave you. But
Right.
anytime somebody get rich, what kills me, we as people think that those people owe us something, and they really don't. So if they gave
Right.
you $10, and like I said, at the end of the day, when the last time you've been to a shelter, when the last time you've been to the foodless bank,
Or to volunteer.
when the last time you
Right.
volunteered, let's see your resume, the same ones that sent it. Let me see your resume of what you've done, because your tax bracket will afford you to help those less fortunate.
Right.
Simple math. If you got $100 and they got zero, a $2 is not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. True. True.
So,
True.
and I just think it's just crazy. Like, all people see is, oh man, they could have did this with that money, man. That's why I think it's a God knows me, because if I'm them people and them spotlights, everybody
Right.
hate me. I'm like, man, f you.
Well,
I'm
well,
like
well.
this.
Somebody else who's been in the spotlight when we talk about divorce, Dr. Dre.
Since we talking about billionaires, huh?
Yeah, billionaires and millionaires has been separated from some of his money,
Mm,
so it's been reported that he will have to pay his ex-wife
yeah,
uh, 300 almost $300,000 a month in spousal support.
293,000.
Yeah, yeah,
Can
yeah.
I break down
Break it down.
well, I'm gonna break down her. This is what she was requesting, because she was requesting
She was
2 million.
yeah. I was about to say she was requesting 2 million a month. Okay.
So, and this is what just eat me alive. And I know some women that be like, I'm wrong, because I've had this conversation already. But look,
Okay.
she wanted 10,000 a month in laundry and cleaning, another 135,000 in clothes. This is per month. Another 60,000 in education, which means tuition and living expenses. 300 no 900,000 in entertainment.
Hmm.
$125,000 in charitable contributions, and then another $100,000 to pay the mortgage that they live at, which I understand that I keep the
Right.
shelter over here. But then she wanted another $20,000 just for a telephone. I'm like,
See, I didn't know all that.
yeah. So I'm kind of that's what she was requesting up front. So that it basically was supposed to come up to like 2 million, like 2 million.
Right.
So he ended up with 300,000. But my thing is, those type of things out of divorce, if I made it from zero and you were just there for the ride and you enjoyed those luxuries, you decided to leave, then those were temporary luxuries to you. I'm gonna keep a house over your head because I have the money, right?
Right.
But again, that's a whole different tax bracket. Whatever it is a month that he has to pay 193,000, right?
What is it? No,
No,
200,
two ninety
200.
three. Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
think it's 293,000.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, something like that. It's almost 300,000 a month. But I honestly think he got off
easy.
rather easy. I mean, was he worth like 800 million? I got to go
800,
back.
800 million and counting.
Yeah, so that's just a drop in the bucket. So what does that equate to? 300, wait, 3 million a year, I
Three,
think it
three,
was,
three
that
million a
he's paying
year.
up 3 million. Yeah, Dr. Dre ain't missing that.
Yeah,
Uh,
he ain't hurting.
and it's also I haven't commented too much on it because again, it's one of those things where I don't want to counting people's money or
Count
you
their
know
pockets.
watching their pockets. But it's funny because all these people and then all these men I notice have this issue with him having to pay that money, and I'm thinking to myself, you ain't ever gonna see any money like that in your lifetime. As much as Dr. Dre, you so worried about what Dr. Dre has to pay this woman,
Yeah,
his ex wife, but you worry about your money. And
yeah.
what you so up in arms about, oh, that's wrong, and this is why I'm not gonna get married, and this and that. You ain't ever you probably won't even see that type of money in his lifetime. Worry about your pockets. That's my
He's still flipping burgers over there talking
man,
about.
some of the stuff that people will talk about on just this and just go so concerned with all these celebrities. Another topic I'm tired of hearing of is hearing about is Russell Wilson and Sierra in Future. I'm like, man, let that rest. That you're not married to Sierra.
What is it? Well, I'm kind of lost on that one, but what is it? Because Future's
No,
not
just
paying.
because Future's a. I saw one today. Every woman wants of Russell Wilson with a little bit of Future in him,
Man.
and I commented on the thing, and I was like, "Ain't nobody got time? Why do you think he's like this role model?" Or he? I said he's got 8 kids. I said not with 8 kids, I don't.
For real,
So
right?
yeah.
Exactly.
I said, man, I'm tired of y'all talking about this stuff like Future is just like this man, this legend. This is who you following now. I'm like, man, don't. But you guys got all this stuff to say about Russell Wilson. Let that go. I'm just like that. She, in her eyes, upgraded. I know
Yeah.
people disagree. Future probably wasn't treating her right, from what I understand. So she decided to move on, and she's with somebody
Let her
that,
live her life, huh?
yeah. Let her live her truth. I mean, people are just so worried about her. I'm just like, whatever, man. But it's crazy.
Sometimes we worry about the things that we can't have.
I guess so. And then I know he keeps talking too. So Future. So I'm just like, just let it go. Just move on. And live your life. Just let it go. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. But I do have we got a question from a viewer.
Okay. What's her name?
Her name is Janine from Raleigh, the Raleigh Durham
Okay. Okay.
area. I can't even talk today. I'm having problems.
Man, my dumb has what's it rolled off onto you? What's it called? Spread it to you. You got to stop talking to me, guy.
so let me see. So she sent us some questions, and let me see. Let me find one. She actually sent us several. But okay, so this is a good one. I think we'll go with this one. So
Okay.
Janine in Raleigh, the Raleigh Durham area, wants to know what is the one thing men need the most.
Ooh, that's hard, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is the one
Uh,
thing that men need the most?
For the sake of sounding mature and try to is gonna be mature and dumb at the same time. I'm just gonna say for me, what I need most is just peace in life, and I'm
Right.
okay. No stress, and I live a very very peaceful life. And I dated. A quick story: I dated
Mm-hmm.
a young lady, and it was very stressful with her. And
Okay.
when I got out of the relationship with her, I seen what it was like to have a peaceful life. You
Right.
know,
Right.
because we dated at a young age. But so I would say now all I need, the one thing I need the most is just peace. Because with peace comes growth. It comes with
Right.
growth. With growth comes the everything else. You can expand, but it all came from having peace at first. Because if you don't have peace, then you don't have enough time to basically think about who you are,
Right.
who you want to be, where you want to be in those situations. So I would just say peace.
Okay. That's a good answer because I would say peace too, but I want to add a little bit to that. So I always used to say, well, I need her to be my peace,
Mm,
which since I've had time to think about it, I don't necessarily need her to be my peace. I need her to be at peace with herself.
yeah.
And then I think everything else kind of falls into place. But yeah, I'm with you. The peace, because if you have a peaceful, you're out working, you're dealing with everyday situations, issues, struggles in the world. The last thing you do want to do is come home
Yeah.
and deal with someone who's not at peace with themselves.
Yeah.
So that's my PG answer. My R rated would be sprinkle a little booty, a little sex on that too. So
And
kind
that's what
of
that's good.
yeah, kind of like a 2-in-1. Sprinkle a little sex on that, and then that's great. So be at peace with yourself and some booty.
That's a good way to
Some
close
booty.
out on all I can
Yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah. Hey, that's the perfect way to close out this podcast. So Janine and Raleigh, there you have it.
Thanks, Janine.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And that's gonna end today's podcast. We hope you had a great time and be sure to check us out. Send us a question, any comments you may have, any suggestions to me, myself. You don't want my Facebook page. We're probably friends. Of course, CJ. And then we got 2menwithmics at gmail.com.
Oh, you good, guy. You on that one.
I'm on it, man. I'm on it. I'm trying. It was a struggle in the beginning, but I'm on it, man. I'm on it. So
Okay.
yeah, so WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, text, email, you got it all. So if you want to send us something, a question, suggestion, feel free to do so.
True.
So we are out. Again, it's been fun. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna take it home. You know what it is. I've been Bobby.
And I'm CJ.
You know.
Peace.
Peace.